Gilgaboo, Gilgaboo, Gilgaboo.
As Gilgaboo, Falch Eru gus Gullas Gaccan. Manx forever. Welcome to Gullas Gaccan.
Manx Radio Weather with Manx Glass and Glazing.
And welcome David Kinla, who's going to read the Manx, not the Manx weather, the weather in Burl in English.
I'm fluent in English, by the way. Dry with sunny spells today and moderate northeast winds. Maximum temperatures 12 to 13, slightly below average, so feeling quite cool at times, but pleasant with the shelter from the breeze. Yes, it is, aye. Tonight will remain dry, mostly clear. Tomorrow fine, plenty of sunshine. Northeast winds still, so it's a bit chilly, and 13 degrees Celsius. The rest of the week remain unsettled and dry for the rest of the week. Some good sunshine. Temperatures slowly rising, which is good. Sunrise tomorrow 5:34, and sunset tonight is 5 minutes to 9.
As be a chirum jula shell and greenach as gia nyahui minach, be an temperele smooth day yeg na 3 Celsius, as genachtan na spura na kieten ach blather lua ons boel cordet vayan year. Noch be a force chirum as neo vagilach, as merach be a browlish palcha green on, as gia nyahui fest na minach, be an temperele smooth 3 Celsius jeg. And rate be a chirum as brow cara chact and show chit le shalan father greenach, as an temperelus giri began a vegan. Irina grania she minute as feed ro she merach, as line a grania queg minute roshnai jew.
Manx Glass and Glazing can supply and install single, double and triple glazing. Call 674 573 or visit the showroom on the Snugborough Trading Estate. Gullas Gaccan, brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee.
And we've got a special request from David. Tell us what the special request is?
It's my earworm of the week, and it's Have you ever seen the Rain by Creedence Clearwater Revival?
Well, you won't be seeing it this week.
No.
When it's over.
And there we go. Creedence Clearwater Revival. Have you ever seen the rain?
Not this week.
No.
My garden hasn't anyway.
But there's been enough rain about, I think.
There has.
So, and the rabbits will be out now, are they?
Funny you should mention that. Everyone will be, regular listeners will be dying to hear the update. The rabbits, they got out on Tuesday morning and
Right.
they were delighted, they were.
Yeah.
So they're out now and that's great. So yesterday I was taking the house apart and had a look at the back of the couch and they'll be out for 7 months now.
Yeah.
Which is just about enough time to replace all the wallpaper and the skirting boards. That's honestly, it must be about 3 yards of skirting board. And all the round has gone off it now.
Well, maybe put some stainless steel in or something like that, and that might sort them out.
Well, the vet did say they got good teeth.
Aye, and
But I got no skirting boards.
Well, no,
but
that's
rabbits
the
with good teeth.
Yeah, of course, the little boys will be disappointed with the change in the weather because it started off promising, didn't it?
It did.
But it got a little bit cooler now.
Tuesday was absolutely scorching, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, it was. It's definitely.
But we can't get rid of this easterly and these northerlies.
No.
It's been going on since late January.
Mm.
It just won't shift.
But
I
great.
can spread my butter in the kitchen though.
Well, that's a good thing, and it's great for the garden too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think it was Brian Quirk suggested to me a new vegetable seed manufacturer or supplier, one that I hadn't used before, and so we get the seeds a lot cheaper and a lot more of them. But of course, getting a lot more of them means
A lot more to do.
every patch of ground that's got nothing in it, you
Plant it
get
up.
the rotavator out, and I don't know where I'm going to end up putting all the seeds. But
Oh, everything's planted. I put in my garden. It's up about 3 inch now. It's just woof.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've got the late or the early onions. They were planted. When would they be? Planted in December, I think. And they're good. What would you say? This high. For those who don't know what this high means, what would you say that is?
I'd say that was an imperial measurement. That Phil.
It's about a foot of leaves on the onions and garlic. Gosh, they're a couple of feet high.
Coming along
on the garlic. So
Yeah.
So everything is doing
good,
well.
A good layer of horse manure on mine in late January and dug all that through.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's pretty rich,
helps.
mine.
It helps.
Gosh, it's rich.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, the good news is the first earlies that I was a bit nervous. Had I put them in a bit soon? Well, they're all through, and I've begun earthing them up. It'll take a few weeks of gradually earthing to get them done. But the first earlies are through.
Super mighty.
And let's just hope we don't get the frost that's being predicted for 2 or 3 days' time. There's one evening where
Wednesday
Scotland,
night I saw that.
Yeah,
It might be down to 2 degrees.
So that would be.
You get that in the pockets. It's gonna
You've
harden
got
the ground.
these lovely little seedlings that are just starting to think, oh, it's nice and warm. Yes, we'll think about peeping through the soil, and the next thing, woof, down comes the wind. Yes, well, let's
You throw
hope
a
that
bale of
doesn't
hay
happen.
on them.
Anyway, let's
Bale of hay, you.
have another piece of music, and this one, because I'm peering at it because I haven't got my glasses on, is
Me neither.
by Elbow. Have you ever heard of them?
I've heard of them.
Yeah.
I never bought any of them, but buy them though.
Right. Well, this is called One Day Like This. Well, there's going to be several days like this this week, by the sound of things. Yes, I better press one of these buttons.
As Manx is the Isle of Man steam packet, Manx Radio.
Drinking in the morning sun, blinking in the morning sun, shaking off the heavy one. Yeah,
Bank Holiday Music. Brought to you by Manx Castle. Gullas Gaccan. Brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee.
It nails you right down in your seat, the very opposite of wild and free. If you've never been swept off your feet,
Yes, place.
this place is like quicksand. Ever felt like you're going somewhere? Strange glue's got you fixed to the chair, like a tiger cub stuck in a snare. This place is like quicksand. Birmingham's Venice, Glasgow's Detroit, Bridlington's Prague by the sea. Sun's high in sky on English Riviera. The whole world is drinking with me. Between the jukebox and ladies loose, a crazy path nobody would choose. We're on a once-in-a-lifetime cruise. This place is like quicksand. Sure, I've been this place before. Keep peeping in the same old door. Keep sticking to the same old floor.
Yes, place.
This place is like quicksand. I'm sat next to the very same bloke who's telling me the very same joke. Barman has to give me a poke. This place is like quicksand. Coventry's Paris, Bristol's Madrid, Southend's our own Saint-Tropez. I've been to everyone, but only in spirit, and we're drinking away there today. Between the jukebox and ladies loose, a crazy path nobody would choose. We're on a once-in-a-lifetime cruise. This place is like quicksand. Well, Lawrence Foxes were right said Fred, devoid of soul but high on meds. Buy your shoes from Benson's for beds. This place is like quicksand. Well, halfwits were idiots but God was strong. Our feet are stuck but our reach is long. We're trapped and scared but we're singing this song. This place is like quicksand. Between the jukebox and ladies loose, a crazy path nobody would choose. We're on a once-in-a-lifetime cruise. This place is like quicksand.
Ah, and that's that. Paul Heaton and Rhiann Downey. I guess Rhiann Downey was the singer. Paul Heaton, though, is the English singer-songwriter who was the lead singer and main lyricist of the House Martins. So there you are.
Hats off to him.
Yeah.
Big respect.
Anyway, you've got a competition.
We got a competition. I was thinking, I've been listening to the Manx Wireless afternoon shows, and they've always got competitions. And thinking, we're an afternoon show, let's have a competition.
Well, exactly. Why,
And we have imaginary prizes to give away because our budget's not as big as the other programmes is. So basically we've got a box of hay annually to run this show on, haven't we? So let's have a competition. And so you can text in. So that's what I want people to do. Text in or email in. And here's the big question.
Text into 166 177.
166 177 166 177 or studio@maxradio.com.
Marvellous.
And the question is Bram Stoker's Dracula, the book. There's a Manx connection. So even before the book starts, there's a dedication to his very, very good friend. And it says, to my good friend, Hommy Beg. And who is Hommy Beg, who Bram Stoker, the start of Dracula, refers to? So is it A, Edward Farragher, up a Crenesh, up a Cregnish, or Ned Beg Homroy, of course? Is it Edward Farragher, A? B, Manx legend Iliam Doon? C, novelist Hall Caine? Or D, former Manx bard John Dog Callister? It's one of those four. Text in 166 for your imaginary price.
And we can give them a clue. They've definitely got a beard. Yes, so, let's
There we go.
Let's hear
Who
from...
is Homie Beg?
Yeah, yes. Well, I think I've got an idea, but I'll not mention it and spoil the fun.
Nope.
So
You're going to have to man the switchboard now. It's just going to be going. It'll be red hot, yes, sir.
Absolutely. The lights will be flashing. There'll be buttons to press, and I won't have a clue what I'm doing. But we'll manage.
Hold on to your hat.
Yeah. So, what are we going to talk about this week?
This week, what I've brought in is a letter from Canada. And I'll give it a bit of a background. It's part of our sort of, every family has their bits and pieces all lying around. And this is a letter which we in our Kinla family, we've been trying to find out for years where we actually got it from. But our mother may know, but she's not with us anymore, unfortunately. Anyhow, this letter comes from London, Ontario, in 1941, and it's written in Canada, of course, and it's come to it actually didn't arrive in the Isle of Man. It's ended up in the Isle of Man, which will become
so it was sent to the island, was it? Or
no, it doesn't seem to be. No, it actually doesn't have an address on it to who it's
Right.
sent to. But as the letter unfolds, it becomes obvious that they're not actually living on the Isle of Man, but whoever they've written it to are very much Manx, and they're very much friends.
yeah.
So, shall I begin this? It's quite a lengthy one, so
Yes, well...
I think we should do it in probably about 3 parts.
Yeah, I think... or even 4.
Or even 4.
Yes.
Shall I get going on
Crack
this?
on. Let's
Okay, it's on July the 15th, 1941. Dear cousins, I am afraid that you'll be thinking we have fell down on the job as you had asked us to write, and here it is. It is some weeks ago since we received your very welcome letter, but please excuse us as we have nothing to tell you, and our minds are so worried by the war that it is hard to settle down and write a letter that is worth the trouble of reading it. I have a lot of letters here wanting answers, but I could not settle myself to sit down to answer them. I got a letter last February or March from Mr. M.A. down in the States wanting information about the Isle of Man. I have not replied to him yet, and I am thinking that any information I may be able to give him will be stale by now. Or in other words, it is so slow coming that it'll be of no use to him. And if he gets it, if he ever does at all. Now about ourselves. I am glad to say that we are all fairly well, and that also applies to the Hamilton's folks as well. Outside of that, there is nothing further to say. All is going on in the same old humdrum way. It is very warm here just now, and it looks as if we are to have a big thunderstorm. We are glad and thankful to know that you all escaped so well when your house was struck by that bomb. It must have been terrifying experience for you all, and you must have lost a lot in the furniture and the broken furniture and soiled carpets and curtains. We are very sorry for you and for all the others.
A bomb?
Yeah.
Gosh.
So, he's right to these people, and it's 1941.
Yeah.
My take on this is actually the people aren't living in somewhere like Bristol or Birmingham or London. I think it's Liverpool, because of our Manx connections down there. So I'm quite certain that they're in Liverpool. So here we go. A little bit more will do, which I believe it is. The end of the war is in sight. So 1941, they thought it was all over. Invading Russia will be Germany's downfall. Hitler at this time was bit off more than he can chew, and if he does manage to swallow it, will give him such a big bout of indigestion that I will leave him cold for some time to come. You are right, Hannah. So we know the recipient is called Hannah. I like to think and talk over old times. None of us had a great deal of money, but we certainly got a lot of happiness and real pleasure out of life. Talking back on the Isle of Man here. Far more than the young people of the present day. Midsummer fair, club days, Sunday school outings and the anniversary made up the whole round of our treats. What a kick we got out of them, and then after we had grown up, what a treat it was to go down to the circus in Douglas once or twice during the summer, or go to Glen May or Glen Helen with your best boy or girl. Nothing startling about this, but it gave us real pleasure. Pleasure that it does one good to look back on, and pleasure which we can look back on in memory and live once again those happy, carefree days of the past. So I'm just going to leave it there before we come to some real interesting local stuff, which people around the Foxtel area will be really interested with all these names that are about to come up. So there we go. So they're living in Ontario. We believe, well, it looks like the recipients, one's called Hannah, is living in Liverpool, I'd imagine, because that's the time of the bombing in Liverpool, 1941. And they're talking about how lovely their childhood was in the Isle of Man. And how the youth of their day just don't appreciate what the youth of their day had.
The young people.
Does this sound like a familiar rhetoric?
Well, I have good news. We have entries to the competition.
Super duper. They'll go into a hat, of course. When should we call this off? About 5:30, 5:40?
Yeah, sometime around then. And we also have a texter into the programme. Hi, don't you think the singer with elbow sounds very much like David Essex? Yeah, I suppose he did a bit.
But Silver Dream Racer.
So yes, and then I won't tell you what the successful answers are.
Right.
There's one answer. There's two correct answers, and there's one answer that says Tommy Begg was a Manx author. But so were at least three that I know of the pick.
Well, Edward Farragut, was he an author or was he a poet?
Yeah, no, he was published.
He was very much published. Yeah.
And who else did you have?
Illiam Doone and John Dog Callister.
Yeah, I'm not sure Illiam Doone whether he had anything published.
I think they burnt all his papers in the day, didn't they?
A lot written about him.
Oh, yeah.
But John Dog, of course, is
published.
An author, and
it's a tricky one, isn't it? It's a tricky one.
Well, keep the guesses coming in, or not the guesses, because I think at least two of our listeners have got it absolutely spot on. Yeah. So yes, keep those answers coming in. And do you want to read the competition again before we hear the next piece of music?
Indeed. Bram Stoker's novel Dracula starts with a dedication with a Manx link, even before you get to the start of the novel, where he says, I dedicate this book to my good friend Hommy Begg. Who is Hommy Begg? Is it A, Edward Farragut from Craignish, Ned Begg Homroy? B, Illiam Doone, C, novelist Hall Caine, or D, former Manx bard John Dog Callister. Fire away.
Yes, and get those texts.
166 177 studio@manxradio.com.
Excellent. Right, now a piece of music. The Stereophonics and Dakota.
Thinking renewed. What happened to you? I wonder if we'll meet again. Talk about life since then. Talk about why did it end. It made me feel like the one. Made me feel like the one. The one. It made me feel like the one. Made me feel like the one. The one. I don't know where we are going now. I don't know where we are going now. So take a look at me 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 now.
Station and nation running over him.
There we go. And that was Dakota. With no, it wasn't. It was the Stereophonics with Dakota, and the jingle we've just heard tells us that we're about to hear a Manx track, and we'll talk about that shortly. But first, a little look at the weather. Be a chirum jula shell and greenach as gia nya hui menach. Nach be a fos chirum as new vagilach as merach be a le brow leis palcha green on as gia nya hui. As be a chirum as brow cara chact and short shit. So as ons burl.
The rest of the day may get to 12 or 13 degrees. It's a bit breezy, and that's a cool breeze, and tonight will remain dry, mostly clear, and tomorrow as well, and the next few days it's going to be sunshine with light to moderate northeast winds.
Marvellous. So I have picked for us, who have I got? Yes, Barul with She Lung Hunnock Me. 'Tis a ship that I did see.
Gallas Gaccan, brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee.
As the shoulder, as melodic and try. Goll or meritide the tavi. Oh, she is better Black lambs that bite and Goll as soon Mary. So better Goll mag marish McGrath. The tailor exhaustion as they show ya action the Black lambs that bite and Goll as soon Mary. So better Goll not marry McGrath.
Thy honey nearest you, Nagarau Asian Jenny the First Nadal so long time Don Yanas way gone so time Like lambs to Biden Goll as you marry Better don't not marry Visagem Better na shoulder Oh, where shall you thou frail Long making faggy just try Like the yams that bite and Goll as you Better go not nourish the ground Oh, black yams that bite and Goll as you The one sure merons
And that was Barul with She Long Honnock Me, and a cracking piece of music with, I think, a guest appearance there from Greg Gaccan by the sound.
Jolly good as well.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful tune, that.
Well, we're just about to go into the What's On, but one of the things that's on, of course, is the Eve Alden Day. And you fellas were down for that, were you?
Well, I don't play with Bisky Brish for some time now, but
right.
they are down there. I think they've already done their turn without a brass player because he's gone to Portugal for a lad's knees up.
The rascal. Was he the one that blew the trip switch?
Yes, but it's all down there, so it's a lucky we got a podcast for this programme because probably everyone's down and Peel at the moment, like having a good old knees up.
But as texters into the programme have pointed out, you can always bring Manx Radio with you wherever you go. If you
it is a wireless.
One of those portable wirelesses, one that's not connected to the electric. And we now have a Alanis Morissette with Hand in My Pocket. Any thoughts about Alanis Morissette?
But that first album that she had was I wouldn't say groundbreaking, but it was a breath of fresh air. It was really well penned tunes.
Excellent. Well,
excellent, really catchy.
Let us have a listen. Hand in My Pocket.
I'm broke, but I'm happy. I'm poor, but I'm kind. I'm short, but I'm healthy. Yeah. I'm high, but I'm grounded. I'm sane, but I'm overwhelmed. I'm lost, but I'm hopeful, baby. And what it all comes down to is that everything's gonna be fine, fine, fine. 'Cause I've got one hand in my pocket and the other one is giving a high five.
I'm sad, but I'm laughing. I'm brave, but I'm chicken. I'm sick, but I'm pretty. Baby, and what it all boils down to is that no one's really got it figured out just yet. But I've got one hand in my pocket and the other one is playing the piano. And what it all comes down to, my friends, yeah, is that everything is just fine, fine, fine. 'Cause I've got one hand in my pocket and the other one is hailing a taxi cab.
There we are. Alanis. How is it? Alanis?
Alarnus indeed.
Yeah, Alanis Morissette. Hand in my pocket. Unfortunately, the dates are incorrect. The ones it's on our system as the 5th, Monday the 5th, but the stroll around Ballinet was actually today, not Monday. Unfortunately, if you fancied that, you'll have to wait for another time. Anyway, let's get back to the letter.
Back to the letter from Canada in 1941, from the chap who's writing to his cousins, we think the cousins are living in Liverpool in 1941 because their house has been bombed. And it was just coming to a section of the letter now where he's reminiscing about their childhood. Obviously, they grew up together, these people. And here we go. I do not think our children can look back on such happy childhood and youth as we had. True, they have more to make happy, but real happiness is not found in motor cars, movies and that sort of thing, but in the happiness that we can get in the society of others. Having the pleasure, as we intend that they will be happy also, bent on us having pleasure. As we intend that they will be happy also. I cannot, and here we now he's going to some local people that we were going to reminisce about. I cannot remember all the people you mention, but we had a big crowd of them round about Foxtel. Tom Bill Hal, Joe Bowl, Bill the Deemster, James Kames Marion Trust, Yom the Goll,
and of course Bill the Deemster probably wasn't a Deemster.
Unlikely.
He would be someone who was very keen to pass judgment on matters.
I wonder what Yom the Gull was up to get that name. And a host of others who lived up at the city. Well, we don't know where the city is. Is anyone from Foxtel listening where they might think where the city, up at the city, might be?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's part of the mining community. Which you remember... Oh, here we go. Oh, it says so. Which you may remember was a small lot of thatched cottages up at the top of Glen Needle, close to the mountain gate. And up at Snuff the Wind, we had Betsy and Jimmy the Sugar, Thomas and Maria, the Black Guardians, and their families, which were not small. And then on the other side, at the top of Balacarney, we had Willie the King, Ike Nillers, and Bella his daughter. And then up at the dam, we had Darneel, Neddy the Trotter, Billy the Wonders, Johnny the Blankets, the Blackbird, and by the way, Tom the Gull was a son of the Blackbirds. That will be a puzzle for you, Hannah, and the rest of the family to make out. And I'm sure you'll remember the crowd that lived at the old brickworks at Ballahara on the Peel Road. Robbie Kane Muck, Johnny Macaulay, Cricks, Peggy the Loosebox, and a whole lot more names who I forget now.
Peggy the Loosebox. That's a beauty, isn't it?
It is a beauty. If anyone knows anything about this, please get in touch, 166 177. Do you remember Robbie Kane? He had a cart with the oily in the shafts and the donkey tracing. The pony was a mare, and one wet stormy night, Kermode, Ballahara's bull, it's a good name for a bull, isn't it, Kermode? Broke out into one of the old houses of the brickworks where the pony was stabled. and they got Robbie persuaded that the pony was going to have a unicorn, and for a year or more afterwards nobody's seen the pony. But the unicorn never came, and another night I remember there was two of us coming from Peel. We overtook Robbie, who had a big bundle of straw on his shoulders. We got each side of him, got him busy talking, and then one of us struck a match and put it to the straw. What a prayer of cursing took place when Robbie felt the flames touching his head. We did not stop to see the finish of the story, as we thought we'd better clear out while the going was good.
Yes, I should think so too. and absolute crackers of nicknames there.
Absolutely.
And of course, everyone had nicknames up until fairly recently. And,
Indeed.
And I don't know, have we gone a bit bland and dull in our naming? What was I hearing? Yeah, someone was talking about this on, I forget where I'd heard it.
Aye.
There was a programme recently and they were saying, everyone, lots of English surnames, you'd have Archer or Butcher or Taylor, these sorts of names, and these were taken from trades, or sometimes it would be from places that people lived. And they said, but of course these days you'd have lots of surnames for administrator or IT processor.
Indeed.
And they don't have the same ring to them somehow.
They don't. The Black Guardians, is it? Jimmy the Sugar.
I'd love to know about the Black Guardians.
Who are the Black Guardians?
Yes.
Wonderful. Billy the Wonders. There's been a few Billy the Wonders I've known.
Yes,
My parents are talking.
Anyway,
Neddy the Trotter.
We'll have to move on because we're starting to run out of time. We've got
plenty of yarns here.
Madonna with Frozen coming up next, and yes, and we'll hear more from that in the second half of the programme.
Gaccan's Gaccan, brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee.
You only see what your eyes want to see. How can life be what you want it to be? You're frozen when your heart's not open. You're so consumed with how much you get. You waste your time with hate and regret. You're broken when your heart's not open. If I could melt your heart, we'd never be apart. Give yourself to me. You are the key. Now there's no point in placing the blame, and you should know I suffer the same. If I lose you, my heart will be broken. Love is a bird, she needs to fly. Let all the hurt inside of you die. You're frozen when your heart's not open. If I could melt your heart, we'd You only see what your eyes want to see. How can life be what you want it to be? You're frozen when your heart's not open. If I could melt your heart, we'd never be apart. Give yourself to me. If I could melt your heart, we'd never be apart. Give yourself to If I could melt your heart.
And that's the first hour all but gone, and we'll hear a lot more from that letter that David has got, and the Kane's Place name campaign coming up too. But DAB, Linja, Brian Glick as Radio FM Vidulish us Elian Vannon. This is Manx Radio. Sure, Radio Vannon. As, I suppose, yes, time for the weather.
Manx Radio Weather with Manx Glass and Glazing.
Well, be a chirum dew le shellen grianach as gia nya hui menach, be an temperele smooth day yeg na 3 Celsius, as genachtan na svura na keten, och bla the lua ons boel cordit vian gia. Nach be a fost chirum as new vargelach, as merach be a brow lesh palcha green on as gia nya hui fest na menach. Be an temperele smooth 3 Celsius jeg and rate be a chirum as brow cara chacht and short chit le shallen father greenach as an temperele giri begana vegan irina grania she minute as feed rosh she merach as line grania queg minute rosh nai dew. And for those who are maybe not as fluent in Manx as they might be in English, David.
I'll say it as fluent as I can. Dry with sunny spells for the rest of the day. We may get a temperature up to 12 to 13 degrees, slightly below average. I'm feeling quite cool in this northeasterly winds. Yes, northeasterly winds. Remaining settled and dry for the rest of the week. Hopefully the wind will back off. Some good sunshine. 5:34 sunrise tomorrow, 5 to 9 sunset tonight.
Marvellous. And, right.
If you have failed glazing units, speak to the team at Manx Glass and Glazing. Call 674 573. Gallagher's Gaccan, brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee.
You're such a big star to me. You're everything I wanna be, but you're stuck in a hole, and I want you to get out. I don't know what there is to see, but I know it's time for you to leave. We're all just pushing along, trying to figure it out. Oh, your anticipation pulls you down when you can have it all. You can have it all. Oh, so come on, can change. So clear your head and come round. You only have to open your eyes. You might just get a big surprise, and it may feel good. And you might want to smile, smile, smile. Oh, don't you let your demons pull you down. 'Cause you can have it all. You can have it all. Oh, oh. So come on, get it on. I don't know what you're waiting for. Your time is coming, don't be late. Hey, hey, so come on, see the light on your face. Let it shine, just let it shine. Let it shine. Hey, let me know, yeah. You're all that matters to me. You're all that matters to me. Hey, let me show ya. Let me show ya. You're all that matters to me. You're all that matters to me. So come on, get it on. I don't know what you're waiting for. Your time is coming, don't be late. Hey, hey, so come on, see the light on your face. Let it shine, just let it shine. Let it shine. Let me know, yeah. Let me know, yeah. You're all that matters to me. You're all that matters to me. Hey, let me show ya. Let me show ya. You're all that matters to me. You're all that matters. Hey, let me love ya. Let me love ya. You're all that matters to me. Oh, come on, see the lights on your face. Let it shine, just let it shine all your light over me.
Well, interesting. The last two pieces of music pretty much sum up the week. We've got Let It Shine and Frozen. Because it's going to be cold. Well, it'll pick up a bit as the week goes on, but
Just stay out of the wind.
there's a hedge running down between the two bits of the vegetable gardens and at home, and I've been working on the sheltered
Been
side,
saving it
and
up.
and it's fine. But when I go the other side, I've got to put my jumper on.
There you
So,
go. Why?
Yes. Anyway,
Aye.
time for one of these, boys.
And I'm sure I heard them saying it like that.
And that's nonsense. Never heard it like that at all.
Well, this'll have to be one of those for Kane's place names campaign, don't you think?
And, as ever, if herself tells us that it must be, then it must be. So, you mentioned, well, what was the place you mentioned? Ballachani. Yeah. Well, there,
Somewhere near Snuff the Wind, Glenneedle.
According to J.J. Neen, I'm not sure where it is, but it's a bwully, a sheepfold. So it probably would be up the top somewhere. And according to J.J. Neen, Ballachani first appeared in 1791, according to Neen, and he suggests that it's Carney's Fold, O'Kearney, being the Irish name, and there was a Philip Carney in the Abbey lands of Kirkgerman in 1579, so it could be connected there. I'm not entirely sure, but Kane's place names tend to be based on a bit of controversy.
I'm surprised.
Is it controversy or controversy? And there's another one.
How'd you say it?
But yes, the F word, the famous mining settlement.
Foxdale or Foxdale?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And which one? Which would you go for?
Well, I'd go for Foxdale. But funnily enough, sometimes, quite often, I end up using Foxdale, knowing that the person I'm talking to is not as clued up or as familiar with the area as I am. So
Yeah.
I tend to, sometimes I use my language to make it easier to keep the conversation going.
Yeah, and that's a sad thing, isn't it? But sadly, we do that, I suppose, in general speech.
Like if someone say, you say are you going to Foxtel, and you go Dio. You say some people haven't got a clue what you're actually talking about if they're over listening. Over here, we got to get subtitles are required.
Yeah, and of course Foxdale or Foxtel. If you look in the records, certainly it would appear to be again according to Neen, it comes from Forsdal, which is the waterfall dale or valley, I suppose, and of course it's also called Ballinass, which is the Manx version, the place of the waterfall.
Aye.
So that's where it comes from, because of course it's in what's now described as Lower Foxdale or Lower Forstal or Foxtel, is that there's a huge big waterfall which you can see if you go to Chris Sheard and Julie Matthews' house. It's a fantastic site, it is.
Okay.
I'm not sure, do they do tours around the garden and views of the waterfall or not? And if they did, there would be Bonnig. But yeah, and then there's a few others in here that tickled me fancy. There's Airy Pulwua, which is the shieling of the big pool. Airy Coshlin, which possibly was Cosnahan's shieling. Then what else? Fai Fazu. This is an interesting one. Fai Fazu. And the suggestion from Neen there is Fai Fesach, the wild flat. So flat, basically, any fai tended to be a generally flat piece of ground near the house, which benefited from the night soil, which is the euphemistic way of saying it was well fertilised, which is also a euphemistic way. So fai, you find lots of fais, but sometimes nai, because an fai, the F would drop off in Manx, and then the N attaches itself to the A that's left, so you end up with nai. So the nai field, which tends to be the well fertilised field next to the house. Mm-hmm. So yes, one more we'll go with. Let's have a look. Yes, well, that one is an interesting one. Gary Fundale, the Pen Pound Shrubbery at the Lag, apparently. So, yes, that's an interesting one. I must look that one up. But so those are a few place names from Patrick. We haven't been in the parish of Patrick for Kane's place names for a while, but
I was surprised to hear that the Abbey lands went up there. I just picked up on that what you mentioned before.
Well, that was
my God, that's a long stretch they got.
That was the German Abbey lands. But yeah, well, there's little patches of Abbey lands all over the place.
Yeah, that's true.
Going
back to what I was saying before, I'm selective about how I term places and my language to whoever the recipient is. Like, for instance, I often say Perdayan, and you know what I'm talking about. I say Cranesh, and you know what I'm talking about. But quite often, I would say Port Erin or Craignish, because I wouldn't have a clue where I was going. Well, that sort of thing. Right? So, so I have to be selective about from who I talk to.
It was always.
And phrases as well.
Perdayan, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And yes, well, we'll get on to some of the mispronunciations of that some other time, maybe. Right, what have we got? Oh,
switchboard.
You wanted to remind us. Yes, the lights haven't been lighting quite so much in the second hour. There have been a few coming in. So do you want to remind
come on, listeners? It's the big giveaway, imaginary prize giveaway. It's an imaginary pizza, of course. Bram Stoker's Dracula. Who does he refer to as Homie Beg in his dedication at the beginning of the book? Is it A. Edward Farragut, B. Illiam Doone, C. Sir Hall Caine, or D. John Dog Callister? get texting in on 166 177 for imaginary big prizes.
Yes, and you can well, because it's an imaginary prize, you can pretty much have whatever you can imagine. So, Brian Adams is going to sing about everything that he does. He does it for you. Well, we do this programme for you as well.
Look into my eyes, you will see what you mean to me. Such a heart, such a soul. And when you find me there, you'll search no more. Don't tell me it's not worth trying for. You can't tell me it's not worth dying for. You know it's true. Everything I do it for you. Look into your heart, you will find there's nothing there to hide. Take me as I am, take my life. I will give it all, I would sacrifice. Don't tell me it's not worth fighting for. I can't help it, there's nothing I want more. You know it's true. Everything I do it for you. There's no love like your love, and no other could give more love. There's no way unless you're there all the time, all the way. Yeah. To your heart, baby. Oh, you can't tell me it's not worth trying for. I can't help it, there's nothing I want more. Yeah, I would fight for you, I'd lie for you, walk the wire for you. Yeah, I'd die for you. You know it's true. Everything I do, I do it for you.
As Manx is kicking into the long grass. Manx Radio.
Bank Holiday Music, brought to you by Manx Car Store, Kirby Farm Industrial Estate, Vicarage Road. Open every day over the Bank Holiday weekend with 5-star reviews. We're the place you can trust.
I love to
Drive smarter. Drive more reliable. Drive a great deal at Manning Motors. With a superb range of cars for every budget, always available. And if we don't have it, we'll source it. Plus, servicing, valeting, and prestige detailing too. Manning Motors, Richmond Hill, Douglas. Find us on Facebook or call 420 420. That's 420 420. Drive a better bargain at Manning Motors.
On our island, you know the value of the real thing. Fresh air, unspoilt landscapes, a road that truly connects you to the ride. That's why at Manx Petroleum, our premium vehicle fuels are just as pure. No unnecessary metallic additives, no shortcuts, just quality ethanol-free petrol and fame-free diesel. The way it should be. When it comes to what goes in your tank, go premium, go Manx Petroleum. Manx Petroleum, always here for you.
Classic bikes, vintage bikes, cafe racers and custom bikes, race machines and much more. They'll be at the Ramsey Motorcycle Show, Bank Holiday Monday, 5th of May. A great day out for all the family. Whatever the weather, indoors at the Mountain View Innovation Centre, Jerby Road. Classes for most machines with prizes sponsored by Paul Devman Performance and Open Face Racer. Ride up before 10 a.m. to enter on the day for only £5, with all proceeds donated to the Joey Dunlop Foundation. Doors open 11 till 3, free parking and free entry too. Ramsey Motorcycle Show, supported by CTH Insurance and your nation station, Manx Radio.
And, well, we'll have a piece of music in a few minutes, but you were just saying you had a sauna on the beach.
I did have a sauna on the beach, yes. It was really hot. Then I went down to the sea. And it was not really hot. I got up to my shins and that was it. I was back in the hot box.
I should think so too.
It's just... Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and every 10 minutes when you want to go out and, say, go down to the sea, it was 10 minutes further away.
Right.
So, of course, as it gets low, you really got to get out if you want to get out because it's just up to your knees for yards and yards and yards, that beach.
Yeah.
It's very, very shallow.
And you'd have to persevere through the cold to do that.
I was having flashbacks of doing walling last February at Balahot Farm. I was just like, no, back to the heat, please.
Well, on the subject of cold and stuff like that, one of my favourite pieces of music by Runrig, but also by Ruth Kegan, is this next one, and it's called Him and Yaura. I Will See the Winter. By now, I'm guessing...
see the back of it more like.
Well, I don't know when in the Eve Alden will they have had the ceremony yet, or is that later?
Oh, I think that's later today.
Yeah, so
what a wonderful thing I was reading recently about the winter versus summer, and Dr. John Clegg's reminiscences, and it was 1911.
And that's what they're trying to recreate. And of course, it's a fantastic show if you get a chance to see it. But Him and Yaura, I Will See the Winter, and you would see the winter in that fight. But this is
cool up on that hill tonight.
It will. But this is Ruth Kegan anyway, with Him and Yaura.
Him and Yaura. And Alan sneachta for the home. Skach and dorach snap and glen and low. Tani no hofu. Hail and heel nach reachje. For chasa taura tanane karanasta rupun talayla saramalyadi shimai ren shinsu Sgweren dred o siarad Demi ysrwyd stiach sych As tagw mish lesh ma yawra Shimai to behu meram sonde
Radio Bannon.
Gullers Gaccan, brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee. As Manx is a kipper and a knitted Lochtan sweater at the summit of Snaefell. Manx Radio.
And you hear that? Snaefell. As opposed to Snaefell.
Aye.
Yeah. Anyway, right.
Keep a bap at the top of the mountain.
Well,
A warm one.
Do
they sell them up there?
The kippers, with the warmth, they're migrating, you see.
In Lochtan jumpers. A kipper in a Lochtan jumper.
And there we are. Well, are we ready to announce the competition, do you think? The prize, or do you want another run on that?
Yeah, just another few minutes, I reckon. Another few minutes.
Well, a last reminder.
Yeah,
this is your last chance.
reminder.
So, yeah.
Who was Homie Beg from Bram Stoker's Dracula? Who did he dedicate the book to? Was it Edward Farragut from Kinla, Iliam Doone, Sir Hall Caine, or John Dog Callister? Okay, we got about 10 minutes left on that, so fire away.
And the other thing that we've got as a text in, because we have got quite a few entries in for the Homie
Beg.
But we have Robert always challenges me with a Manx or a translation into Manx, and the translation that he's asked for this week is "The weary aren't including planning or guitars," and then it says "about the tonight." So I'm not quite sure what that means in English. So it's going to be difficult for me to translate that. So, Robert, if you are listening, if you could just confirm what that sentence is supposed to mean, because it doesn't seem to make sense.
Sounds like a trailer translation's that already, doesn't it?
Yeah. So, yes, if you could have a go, just let me know and I'll have a go at translating that. Anyway, what have we got? We'll play some of these, boys.
Manx Radio.
And if it feels like another life, it's that so many worlds divide the two of us. But when I loved you, I felt alive. But I just can't find the road back to your universe. Oh, this is the silence calling out, calling everything to you. This is the shadow showing you which way the light shines on you now. And if I've never told you before, it's that the world that we built is all I wanna live. Oh, this is the silence, calling out, calling everything to you. This is the shadow, showing you which way the light shines on you now. This is the silence, this is the shadow. 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 Oh, this is the silence, calling out, calling everything to you. This is the shadow, showing you which way the light shines on you now. This is the silence, calling out, calling everything to you. This is the shadow, showing you which way the light shines on you now.
And that was Snow Patrol with This Is the Silence. And the silence is something that we fear as radio presenters.
It's the wrong button.
That tends to elevate the heart rate substantially when that happens. Anyway, last little look at the weather. Bia chirm dew le shellen grienach as gia nyahui menach. Noch bia fos chirm as new vargelach merach bia le brau leis palche grien. As bia chirm as brau cara chact and shaw chit as began a vegan bia temporalus giri. Yes.
Dry with sunny spells for the rest of the day. Feeling a little bit cool with a northeasterly wind. Tonight will remain dry, mostly clear, and tomorrow will be fine with plenty of sunshine, and that's going to be like that for the next few days. Northeast winds still. Brrr.
And that's our cue for a little later than usual Manx track. And because we've been hearing about basking sharks, I thought we should listen to the Mollig Band with Don't Hurt Me Now, a song written specially about protection of basking sharks.
Gallus Gaccan, brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee.
Heal me, for I have been misunderstood, and set me free. Their lying eyes can't see for blood. Judas kissed me long ago. Through the jaws of fear I go, in everlasting search, for as much as I have not known. Sail away, your bonny boats out in the bay, but when you're near me, keep watch for the black and the grey. Judas kissed me long ago. Through the jaws of fear I go, in everlasting search, for as much as I have not known. So draw your pen and legislate for those you cannot educate for me. And when you sail your ships of stone, see that you're not left alone out where the oceans touch the skies, and the orange seas that Galvig lies. For you, in silent grace and solemn vow, to never laugh, never cry out loud. Don't hurt me now. Sail away, fair winds for your bonny boats. But when you're near me, keep watch where the monarch floats.
And that was the Mollig Band with Don't Hurt Me Now. And we played that because in the news there's been sightings of basking sharks, and the song is, of course, all about basking sharks. And there was somebody famous, that's right, Greg Gaccan, singing. And there was another famous singer with him on that particular song. But I can't
Who's
remember.
a bit more forgettable.
Yeah. So, are we ready for the big reveal on our imaginary competition?
I think we are, yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
Well, I will read some of the suggested answers. And the first one was from Roger Kane. And the possible answers were, again...
The possible answers were Edward Farragher, Illiam Doone, Sir Hall Kane, John Dog Callister.
And this was in relation to, was it Tommy Begg?
Tommy
Hommy
Begg. Hommy Begg, sorry, I should mention that. Hommy Begg, Bram Stoker's Count Dracula dedication.
And Hommy is the Manx for Tommy, and Tommy Begg, Little Tommy. First one, Roger Kane. Good afternoon, gentlemen. The answer is Hall Kane, a fine Manxman, although he spelt his surname incorrectly. He says with a couple of question marks, and I guess tongue-in-cheek, because he's a Roger Kane without an E, not a Kane with an E. Then we had
well done.
Loopy Lou from Williston, who said Tommy Begg was a Manx author. And I think we get another, and then she says, oops, I got confused. It's to Little Tommy, who was Thomas Hall Kane, and that's from Loopy Lou from Williston. And then we've got from Graham, who says Hall Kane. George says Hall Kane. I'm flicking through here and getting very confused. Yes, Graham also says more please, in relation to the Barul track that we played. Then finally Doreen in Onken, I think possibly misheard the Hall Kane as Paul Kane, so she suggested it was Paul Kane, and
we'll give that
close enough. So yes, a number of correct answers.
Which done,
is
everyone.
Good.
Yes, it wasn't Edward Farragher, Ned Begg Homroy threw that one in as a decoy. Illiam Doone, of course, is a little bit too early for it. John Dog Callister, he's still around here, still doing his prose. So yes, of course, if a process of elimination would have got it, but for those people there, obviously well up to speed with their Manx literature and their novelists, and of course the answer is Sir Hall Kane.
Well,
who was a Thomas, of course,
yes,
and that's his nana's little pet name for him was Hommy Begg.
Hommy Begg.
There you go.
That's
Count
nice.
Dracula.
Good. Back to that letter, because we've only got a few minutes on this section.
I'll get through this. So we've been all the way up to Snuff the Wind and Balacarney, down to Ballahara Brickworks. So we've set fire to a hay bale that someone was carrying. Now we're going to have a little yarn about Dick Tridley. The last time I saw Dick Tridley was a Sunday evening. The police had him, taken him back to the asylum. We were standing on the primitive Chapel Street. Dick shouted at us, "Good night, boys. I'll be back soon again, but as far as we know, he never got a chance to escape again, and he died in the asylum. I remember one fair day Dick was all dressed up in his regimentals. He had a red coat with long tails at the back, blue trousers, and a red stripe about an inch wide down the seam, and a red peak hat with a big white cockade on the front of it. There he was in all his glory, waddling about the fair, blowing that old cornet. You know how he walked. And to see those two tails go flip-flap, flip-flap was too comical for anything. There was a cheap jack in the fair selling scissors, and somebody bought a pair and cut off the tails, and if it wasn't funny before, it was 10 times more so afterwards. I laughed and laughed. Please do not think that I am making fun of these people. I am not. Each of them was a character in his own way, and some of them were philosophers. A few of them were not as smart as they ought to have been, but that was not their fault. I like to go and sit by their fires on a Sunday morning in the winter, or by the hedge in the summer, and hear these people talk, and I think it was from them that I've got so much of an intense love for the ordinary simple life of the common Manx people, and their simple pleasures and joys, and the slight understanding of their sorrows. But you'll be tired of all this chatter, so I will finish by reminding you of the lines by Tom Brown, our poet. The wonderful thing when childer players, how terrible awful the length the day is. Up you jumps and out in the sun, and you think the day would never been done, chasing the bumbies humming so cross in the hot sweet air amongst the goss, or gathering flitters, or looking for eggs, or chasing the ducks with their yellow legs, or falling and nearly cracking your skull, then shouting for the devilment after the gulls. And think of nothing but down to the tide, shouting for the happy you feel inside. That's the way with children, you know, but the years do come and the years do go, and then it's all been said, that it's long, like a puff, happy and over and short enough. There, I'll just turn the page here, just the last paragraph. That is a true picture of our childhood. With the exception of gathering flitters down at the tide, we were not close enough to the shore to indulge in those pleasures. Only a Manxman would come up with that line, wouldn't he? I expect I'll be getting brought over the coals for talking so much about the life we used to live. The only excuse I have to offer is that I am Manx and the Isle of Man is home, and still will be, long as I have life. Years cannot alter that love. I must ring off with best love and wishes to you all, and praying that peace will be over the world. So there we go, from cousins to cousins, from in Canada to, we presume, in Liverpool, because they've had their house bombed. But what lovely stories, and they're obviously the person who's moved to Canada was obviously born here, and the people who are his recipients are obviously born here. What lovely place names up at Snuff the Wind, absolute a museum piece, this letter. It's beautiful.
And some of those nicknames, the Black Guardians, we must find out.
Does anybody know the Black Guardians up at Glen Needle?
And what was the other one? Jinnie the Loosebox or something?
Yeah, Jinnie the Loosebox, yeah. Yeah. Neddy the Trotter, Billy the Wonders, Johnny the Blankets, the Blackbird, Tom the Gull.
Oh, gosh. Anyway, time for us to listen to George Michael, who's going to sing about Jesus to a Child.
Bank Holiday Music, brought to you by Manx Car Store, Kirby Farm Industrial Estate, Vicarage Road. Open every day over the Bank Holiday weekend. With 5-star reviews, we're the place you can trust.
Kindness in your
So the words you could not say, I'll sing them for you. And the love we would have made, I'll make it for two. For every single memory has become a part of me. You will always be my love. Well, I've been loved, so I know just what love is. And the love that I kissed is always by my side. Oh, the love I still miss was Jesus to a child.
Aye, and that's Jesus to a Child by George Michael. Well, that's almost the programme out of the way. We've got a special treat for Liverpool fans who have given up watching the football this
Don't need to
afternoon.
watch it, no.
Well, no, because
Especially right now.
the closest competitors are losing left, right and centre anyway. But yes, I didn't get a chance last week because I was actually away, so it was a recorded programme. But this week, I think it's only fitting and apt that we hear from Jerry and the Pacemakers with You'll Never Walk Alone. And that'll be coming up together with a fellow called Chad Kruger with Hero towards the end of the programme. Anyway, you've got a few little bits.
Yeah, just finally, the end of this letter, I was wondering, because I see in the signatures here, it's signed by, are you a time traveller by any chance? Because it's genuinely signed by Phil and Annie.
Well, there you go.
1941.
Well, we've never been to the other side of
London,
the Atlantic
Ontario.
Ocean, so no, I don't think it would have been us at all.
So have I got time for a quick plug?
Yes.
Loath as I am to interact with social media, it does have its uses. So just over the weekend, I've set up this group. It's not a chat, it's just a group for all this island residents to share photographs on. And the title of this is Chiollaghs Tyne Vega as Mucklachen, which means, of course, fireplaces, small houses and pigsties, and the small houses being the outside toilet.
And the small house tends to be next to the pigsty too.
Indeed,
in many cases.
Indeed,
Yeah.
right next to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the idea of this, I really hope people on the island get encouraged to do this, because there must be so many chiollaghs for a start. Now, don't be embarrassed about that your living room's messy or anything like that. We just want to see your chiollaghs, and I'm hoping, like in a year or two, there'll be dozens and hundreds, hopefully, of pictures of fireplaces and tithe eggs and pigsties, etc. And we can use it as a database collection for our basically our built heritage. That's what it's all about. It's let's share our built heritage and get them up there. As for the pigsties, I only know of 3, and only the third one I came across on Friday. So I only know of 3 altogether. And so I'll be really interested in who's got a mucklag still intact, or even partially intact. So there you go. Chiollaghs Tyne Vega as Mucklachen on Facebook. It's a group page. It's not monitored. Just get your pictures on there, please.
And you missed the chance there. You could have called it a load of old chiollaghs. Couldn't you? You could. Anyway,
you're too sharp for me, Mike.
thanks, David, for joining us.
Got him right,
Kinla.
Philly.
We've still got a little bit of time left, but not very much. Yes, I've enjoyed that. Well, live in the studio this week, because the last couple of weeks I've had to. Well, we had Easter off, so I had the recorded programme with Ruth, and then last week we were away, Annie and myself, on a big trip, which I might even mention to you next on the next programme. But that's it for Gull's Gaccan. Guramaos and Geishak. Thanks for listening, and
Gull's Gaccan, brought to you by the Gaelic Broadcasting Committee.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of a storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver sound of love. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, for your dreams be tossed and shoes.